Crown Prince of Brandenburg has emerged from the casing. We're going to be showing these things on the screen as they bring them out of the box. And what I want to say at this point to all of you listening, both who are here in the audience and are watching this days and months in the future, is this is the only time I have ever seen anyone do this. Of course, I have never seen any of these items in the flesh, so to speak. I've only seen pictures of them. And it's a thrill to me to see work that we found in shattered and such bad condition. It's now beautiful. You'll see the Prince of Brandenburg coming out. It's a marvelous mid-17th century German picture of the Crown Prince of the House of Brandenburg, which of course became Germany ultimately. I'm going to be jumping up and down as they open up these boxes, and then they have the unenviable task of reshuffling all the pictures that are on the walls in question to find enough space to accommodate what I have purchased. Now, Mr. Joseph, we need you to take some pictures.
Yeah.
And one of the pictures I want you to take is me at my desk.
All right, so this is all live. This is all live. All new for Dr. Lant, and the unveiling of the Prince of Brandenburg.
Coming out of the package now, which you'll be seeing shortly, is the picture of King Ferdinand VII of Spain. One of the unusual aspects about this picture was that it actually hung in the Prado in Madrid, which is one of the half-dozen major museums on Earth. I was extremely fortunate to get it, and it's a lovely picture. I've just seen it briefly, and I'll be showing it on the screen momentarily. And Patrice, you're doing a great job as a jumping jack. Keep it up. And what we're doing with the Red Drawing Room, which is one of the most beautiful rooms on this planet, is we are reshuffling the deck on one wall to accommodate, instead of the 3 old masters which are there now, to accommodate the 4th old master, which is the Crown Prince of Brandenburg, which is a 17th century Dutch High German painting. Very beautiful of the prince. But we will have to reshuffle the deck, meaning so that we can accommodate this painting, which is life-size. So right now Patrice, it occurs to me that we can take a picture of the Red Drawing Room and run it with these remarks. I'll make a note of that, because we have excellent pictures of it. What they're doing now is they're working on the left wall as you come into the Red Drawing Room, where there have been until now 3 old masters. Now will now match the other wall, the wall on the right-hand side. There will be 4 old masters on each wall, mostly royal. The picture that's being hung right now is the Crown Prince of Brandenburg, which is a 17th century master. It's very attractive. One thing that is important to understand about the collection as we go is that everything in the collection was faced by terrible devastation. They were ripped and shattered in terrible condition. On a couple of occasions, I was told that these pictures could not be brought back. But with world enough and time, resources and patience and money and expertise, they were all brought behind. They're just measuring. They needed 43 inches across for the prince. They just made it. They had 46 inches to work with. So that was a major problem that was solved. I don't tend to rely on myself on running up and down ladders measuring. Being that I have Parkinson's, that's not a good thing for me to do. In any event, Mr. Joseph is busy taking pictures. And Patrice, I heard was telling me about the way the Red Drawing works now. For all of you who have my memoirs, there's some excellent pictures of the Red Drawing Room in the memoirs, my Connoisseur's Journey. These art movers have there are 3 of them here, all 3 of them have worked with me in the past, and are frankly agog at how much I've managed to fit in perfectly. Not an inch of space is wasted. Patrice, come on back as I go to take a look at how that's going to come along. Holds the pictures to the picture rail. I want to say a word about picture rails. In the 19th century, they were quite common. No home or a genteel person would have been complete without a picture rail, where you hung pictures of your illustrious members of your family, and usually you were in New England seascapes and landscapes and what have you. I was told when I did the rehabilitation of this unit that there hadn't been a picture rail that had been put in many, many decades. I believe it. My picture rails have great use. They have to hold objects of great weight, and they must be, the hook must be affixed just so. This is a little tricky because the floors are not level. This building has been settling into the earth for quite some time, and the walls are not level. And here comes King Ferdinand II. Do you want to show him? Shall we show him now?
What's that? I was actually thinking this piece will fit here if we can move these 2 next to the closet up here.
But before you hang the prints, I need you to bring him in here.
Okay.
Show him on the internet.
Do you want me to have him run the camera?
Yes. Oh, God, yes.
I'll hold the piece up and I'll hold the camera.
We just found a place for King Ferdinand VII to reside through the ages, and now we're going to be showing. You can show both, actually. You can show that one, since it's here. I'm going to show you this picture. Now, how are we going to do this again? I always forget.
You can get over here now. Did you see anything?
There we go. This is a very good shot. This is King Ferdinand VII of Spain. One of the most unusual aspects of this picture was that it was in the Prado in Madrid. Prado was one of the half-dozen major museums of the world. I'm very fortunate to have this picture, which is called it's a 3/4 length of the King of Spain. And we're going to go ahead now. We're going to space for it in my green room. And Mr. Joseph, you could put that.
Okay.
No.
Oops.
No. I want you to not cut off the king's head.
Oh, okay.
Put it down. There we go. All right, and if you can't move over, there we go. Now you need to take a picture of this too. So don't do it yourself if you need help. You can go ahead and hang that now if you want. But I'd like to,
hang on for a second.
Like to get
Hang
a
on for a
picture.
second.
There, that's perfect.
The light is right there. Okay.
There we go. Thank you. That is a lovely portrait. 1830.
Are you okay with putting these 2 by the closet?
Yes, I am. We're going to be now. It's easy to walk into these things. So, do you think that's the best place to put them? Where your colleagues walk into them?
Well,
or you can put them in here. Or you could leave them against this.
With these 2 small ones?
They could go in the drawing room. So, in other words, you need to put them out of the pathway.
Right. Now, I'm going to put this one back up there. We'll relocate these first.
Yes. To accommodate King Ferdinand VII on the walls, we have to...
Did it come in? It's okay?
Yes. We have to move 2 17th century Dutch... what they are is... they're pictures of flowers. And they were purchased in honor of my grandmother, Victoria Burgess Lowing, who was a lady who grew parrot tulips. And all the flower paintings in this house have parrot tulips in honor of my grandmother. Now, I know that Patrice can tell you probably more about parrot tulips than I can, but I used to help my grandmother back in the 50s plant dig up the bulbs and plant the parrot tulips, and she loved them so. And I have several pictures These are a pair of horticultural pictures of flowers.
That.
Okay, what they're discovering now is something that's so easy to make a mistake. The chains and the hooks are all identical. They were purchased years ago in anticipation of this event, so that all of them match. And we just discovered that the newer ones are somewhat small on the size.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm with it.
Is there another box of hooks, or is that it?
You can make sure my face is hidden.
Okay, what we're going to do here is show the Prince of Brandenburg, the Crown Prince, 17th century Dutch, old master, and you can go ahead and practice. Good, you can move it on a bit. So, oh, that's very nice indeed. This picture was in terrible shape. We brought it back from the edge of death. It's now in perfect shape. And as the questions as you go, ask me. That's fine, you can hang him now. Hang the prince.
Okay, all set. You're all set, my man.
Very nicely held. Just want to give you folks an idea of what we were hanging. That picture now hang on the left wall of the red drawing room. For those of you who have copies of my book, my memoir, Connoisseur's Journey, and if you go to the pictures, you'll see excellent, 75 excellent pictures, many of them taken in the red drawing room, and Patrice is giving you her impression of the red drawing room. And just to remind everyone, there will be an accompanying program to this, where we will interview Roddy Roderick McVitie from Oak Hill Workshop in Kent, England. He was the man who handled the artifacts. We haven't shown any artifacts yet so far. And of course, Simon Gillespie, who's the conservator who's done my pictures for many, many years, he's done over 30 of them. He and Roddy will be joining me in a special program, a discussion on conservatorship and pictures and art objects and building a collection, state of the market, and anything from insurance to shipping, all will be discussed.
Yeah, may I give them?
Yes, I want you to give them everything and let them choose what they need.
Okay.
Patrice, you can come up. I'm going to sit here for a moment and I'll listen to you talk a little bit.
This is truly marvelous, Dr. Lant, and I was saying of what a privilege it is to be able. Folks might be getting an echo for a bit, but that's fine. To be able to sit in your red drawing room and be amongst the masterpieces, and knowing that this is the work of the masters of that century, and what royalty would have had in their drawing rooms. And that these pictures are no longer just stuffed in some back storage room, that they have been restored along with their history and now will be displayed in your drawing room. And it's I'm looking forward to hearing more stories about these pictures, and I'm sure there'll be articles coming on more articles coming on your collection. And
you know me too well.
Yeah. There's lots that you have coming in. Are they? Is it composed? There was just those two main portraits, and is most of the other artifacts, or what's?
Correct. There are actually 3 pictures in my collection that were not hung until today. There is the picture of King Ferdinand VII, and I'm so proud of the fact that I acquired that picture. It did hang in the Prado in Madrid, one of the half dozen major museums on earth. Now hangs here in Cambridge. It was a coup to get that picture, and I have to say it was a coup that was rather costly, but I wanted to do it. And then we have, of course, the Crown Prince of Brandenburg, which was in the Royal Collection of Brandenburg. Brandenburg, of course, ultimately became, after many changes, became Prussia, then it became Germany. And yes, and then there's a picture of 17th century Dutch master of a seascape, which Simon is working on now. And then I have to give serious consideration to what I'm doing with my pictures. The remainder of the things that we will show this morning are about 18 different artifacts, which we will be showing as we unbox them. And right now we're working from the wall out. We've hung the pictures on the left wall. We've had to move the pair of the Dutch floral still lives with the parrot tulips dedicated to my grandmother, Victoria Burgess-Lowen, who was a grower who just loved those patches of red, the parrot tulips that dotted our life in the Midwest in the springtime. And so in honor of my grandmother, I purchased a series of these floral still lifes over the course of several years. They used to hang here in the new room, but now we're making space for them. Probably they will go in my bedroom. Now we're reshuffling the deck in it's called the neoclassical room. And Patrice had an opportunity to minutely go through the collection when she visited. And I see that Lant Summer is visiting us now this morning, and Lance has been here as well. And I encourage everyone to come and visit. It is an experience. Very moving day for me, of course. This is a work of generations, certainly decades. And we're looking to see if we have a matching set of books. I'm going to go tell the viewers where they might be. Okay, so you can take over the fort. We're doing very well with our swapping off here.
All right.
I said, as you know, that if I was going to do this, I was going to do this so that it was unique and that it was at the highest level it could be at. I want to go back to the Crown Prince of Brandenburg. He was called the Great Elector. His name was Friedrich Wilhelm. He was painted in 1688 by Peter Nason. That's the picture that was just hung. You never know. He looks like he was born for the spot that we positioned him in the red drawing room. But again, Peter Nason, P-I-E-T-E-R, Nason, N-A-S-O-N. Picture of the Great Elector. And in those days, prior to their advent of kingship, they had what were called electors of the Holy Roman Empire. And Brandenburg was one of the main electors. This picture was painted in 1688. And again, it was in god-awful shape. They're now reshuffling the paintings on the wall of my bedroom, which is called the neoclassical room. And there it looks like my grandmother's pair of floral horticultural paintings will be hung. But it's interesting to me, what Patrice was talking about, everything is documented. I am a trained historian from Harvard, and I'm a fanatic for doing what the predecessors, the previous owners of this picture did not do. Most of them didn't take very good care to write down the provenance. They put it on their wall and pretty much left it there. And of course, at some point or other, got dirty, or the owners just changed their minds. They didn't like it anymore. They shoved it into a cellar. That was the beginning of the decline of this picture. The whole concept of restoration for pictures is only about 150 years old. Only in the 1870s did people begin to take an interest in conservation. The major illustration, of course, is the Colosseum. It wasn't the Vandals or the Visigoths or the Huns who destroyed the Colosseum. It was the aristocracy of Rome, which used the Colosseum as a stone quarry, and having no concept that it was cheap for them to do that, and so they built their palaces out of the Colosseum. It was only in about 1870 that people began to say, wait a minute, maybe we better take better care of our historical patronage, of our historical provenance. They began to take care of things, but that was very episodic. And think of what's happened in Europe since 1870. You had a major French-German war in 1870. You had World War I, World War II, the communists, the Great Recession. All of these took their toll on the artistic heritage of these various countries. And so what I'm getting, why the pictures like coming to live with me, is that this is their refuge. They're refugees from their own countries in many cases. And what you need to do is find someone who has a historical interest, as I do, who has the means as I do, and the interest as I do, and the background as I do, to mark these pictures so that when I pass on, the next owners don't have to go through the effort of looking things up, because most people are not very good at that. So every picture is marked, and to give you an idea of where the information resides, it resides in the auction house or the place where I purchased the picture. It resides in my bank, because my trustees have detailed information about everything that's in the collection. It resides with the insurance company, which has insured them, and it resides with me. And then I've added a unique layer of information, which is the articles and indeed the book, The Connoisseur's Journey, which I've written. The Connoisseur's Journey began as a book about my collection and grew to about 700 pages. But again, I'm a nut, absolutely, totally obsessive about telling what it is, where it came from, anything I happen to know about it, because I do go and do research with the internet. Oh, thank God for the internet. On so many occasions I've had things that would have taken weeks or months or even years to acquire in terms of provenance, I can do in a matter of minutes now. So the internet is an essential educational tool for people working in the art business or collectors as I am. Patrice, if you want to come up and discuss this, I'm going to sit here for a minute and listen to you.
Yeah, that has been a major tool, the internet there, to be able to quickly do the research and the amount of information there. And I just remember in the writing of A Connoisseur's Journey that being part of the writer's team and looking up research and having that right at your fingertips. But yourself, Dr. Lant, being able to know where to look and what to start where to start your research is the major thing too. That having your background as a historian and well, especially with interest in royalty and the your first book and your thesis, I believe, was on pageantry of the royal family, and so it started way back, correct?
Well, to give you an idea, when Simon Gillespie brought the picture of the Crown Prince of Brandenburg to my attention, the Crown Prince, also called the Great Elector, I started working on some of the crown princes of the late 17th and early 18th century, and they all had the same name, Friedrich Wilhelm. You scratch a Prussian prince of that period, you get a Friedrich Wilhelm, and it was sort of a minor nightmare to figure out which Friedrich Wilhelm was this picture, because there was a ticket on the back that someone at some point in his life had put saying this was the Great Elector. Well, unfortunately, there were several great electors named Friedrich Wilhelm, so it took a while. We had to go to one of the heralds in the College of Arms in England for assistance in finding out which Friedrich Wilhelm this was. It was exasperating because, of course, the different families, the royal families of Europe, keep the same name, like Louis XIV. Which of the Louis, what could it have been? Even though it's easier to get information, there's sometimes too much information almost for me to sort through. Please carry on, and I'm going to go take a look at what you're doing to my floral still lives now.
All right, and those floral still
opened a lovely tureen, 1827, in the original package box. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh. Okay. So Wallace had asked some questions, Dr. Lant. Like, have you decided ultimately where your collection will reside? Like, this is after you had passed away. He thought you had a trust with the city of Boston or something, but for where, like now you...
I have a trust.
Okay.
The Cambridge Trust Company, which will ultimately administer my estate. And so it is an open and live question. I have many different ideas about what I want to do with it. But these things need to be decided while you're still compos mentis, as opposed to when you've lost your marbles. And this day is a wonderful day in one sense. It increases the pressure because there's so many beautiful things coming in. You're going to see them in the next few minutes. You want to designate and be very clear about your designation before you are no longer able to make it. You do not want your heirs to determine where your property goes. You need to be very clear that you want to do it yourself. And the corridor, this building now is being covered with silver dishes and what have you, which will give you more idea of the self-created pressure. I mean, there is a pressure to, after you've done so much work, to gather everything together. You want to make sure that, and let's be clear, no one is going to be as obsessively interested in these things as I am. The chances of finding someone of that level is very rare. And what we're going to do here is begin to have them come in with the objects. Any questions, ask me now. We'll be seeing the Patrice, you can come up if you wish. I will be sitting here for a minute. There's a whole train of things to come in now.
All right, so this is some of your silver artifacts from the 16th century, is it? Or
yes.
Okay.
Oh, they're from all centuries, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th.
Ah, all
here,
right.
Mr. Joseph, have them start bringing in some things.
Yeah, okay.
We're waiting for them to bring in some things. And we're going to position them for the moment on my extraordinary countertop. I decided when I had this room we're about to move into, what's called the Blue Room. It's where I'm speaking to you from now. It's a unique room. It's highly ornate. It's got the wow factor written all over it. And I wanted the cabinet, everything in it is unique, of a custom build, and the cabinet is made of a stone called Aurora quartzite. Aurora quartzite is much more dense and durable than either granite or marble. It takes several million years to make the stone, and there are over 1,900 pounds of Aurora quartzite in this room, which constitute the cover, the counter. And we're about to cover it now with some silver dishes and what have you, until I decide where things fit. You find that when you live with beautiful objects, you find that they come to have a natural place where they want to go. Today, it's just getting them in. I'm not worrying as much about placement, except in the case of the pictures, which are a minor nightmare to post. But in terms of the silver and everything, you have to live with it a while, and it basically tells you where it wants to go, rather than you telling it. And then my favorite saying is, nobody makes money off of this except your heirs, who will be, of course, unhappy there wasn't more. There's no winning it.
Yeah, tell them so they come in.
All right, we want to bring in one slowly now, one thing at a time. Slowly, one thing at a time. We're going to start bringing in some of the things now to begin the positioning process, which again is not final. And every one of these things is carefully enumerated in my will. Everybody asked the same question, what are you going to do with all this stuff? With a hopeful glint in their eye. And we're about to start bringing in some items here.
You want this go to this or take that out?
You know that? Oh, no, that's new. There's a pair, right?
Yeah, it's full.
Show. Go ahead. Show. This is a pair of early 19th century candlesticks in the Egyptian motif. It shows pictures of the Egyptian gods on the base. I think we see Osiris, but I'm not sure. And there we have our chipper helper cutting himself in half. You look at the pair on this?
Yeah.
There's another one. It's not just a single, there's a pair.
Correct. So you want to take all the pair?
I want to show the pair, yes. Please come up by all means.
Oh, that was beautiful, Dr. Lant. Stunning. I was just saying how...
Okay, now the gentlemen are going to show the pair. Here we've got the pair showing.
Hey, well, I can do it.
You see they're in the Egyptian style, which was very popular at the beginning of the 19th century.
I think you're pointing this way.
At the end of the 19th century with Neo-Egyptian. This is the original Egyptian movement. Good, we can put them right here on the counter.
Okay, it's awesome. Cool.
And they're going to stay here until we decide where they're going to live. Yes, we're going to fill this space because all of you are grumbling. Grumble, 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 where are you going to put it on? Now you know the master plan. So fill this all up. These two here for this one. Of course, they're in lovely shape.
Candlesticks coming next.
They were purchased in Vienna.
That's okay, yeah?
Oh, I'm cutting my whole body off. There we go.
All set?
Yes.
Okay.
They were purchased in Vienna at the Dorotheum, which is an auction house in Austria, in 1707. Here comes another pair of candlesticks, also from the Dorotheum, but they're German.
You'll show this too?
Yeah, of course I want to show
Of course. Yeah. I take one.
What are we doing this for?
Oh, you didn't your pictures in there?
Yeah, if you wanna.
You'll be careful.
I told you got to take pictures of everything.
Yeah, I took the picture already, but
Yeah, the stuff was by the door.
can you hold it both? No. Oh, you can leave it there. I'll take the picture of both there. Yeah, much better this way.
Yeah.
Oh, but the books would show it. That's
It's
okay.
your books. It's all right. This is a writer's desk.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Pictures of books at the same time. I think we
All set?
can. Let's look at them. I want to see them too.
Okay.
Now remember, everyone, this is what's one of the unusual things about today, that I have not seen these things in the flesh until now.
Is the camera on you right now?
Cameras on.
Alright, so we gotta turn that around.
Yes. Now these,
Hey, but
There you go.
is there a descriptive plaque on there? The base? Does it say it's from the collection of? No, the silver. Is there?
okay.
No.
I don't know. I'll have to check. These are.
Oops. That's
Well, I
fine.
know what they are. They're Italian and Dutch of the fashion, definitely SES, of the Roman Republic. These are candlesticks which you should now are Italian, American, 19th century. 18th century, early 19th century.
Just turn, dude.
Yeah, this can turn.
Here's the smile.
Oh, I see, because it's smart. Oh, well, it's smart. Yeah, good move. That's the way it is. Hey,
Are you?
For those of you who wonder what I do, there are shelves of books. Everything in this room is custom made.
did you see?
Yeah, that's the spot right there. They centered?
Yes, they're fine. Do you
Okay.
ever see them properly? You see the fashions, the axes of the Roman Republic. Good, they can go on the counter.
Oh, perfect. That's a good one. We don't have to hold it now. We can just. Can we leave it there for now, like
Yes,
this?
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay, that's perfect. And then we can do it fast.
Step up and talk now for a bit. I'm feeling a little bit more relieved now that we're beginning to get some of the things out. These are charter memories have been sprinkled all over Europe for the last couple of years. This is not a project for the impatient.
Might be the best one.
This is a very interesting piece. This is actually Aztec. And everyone said, why did I go so radically into, it's made of silver and onyx. And the reason I got it was because the fall of Mexico, of the Aztecs, was one of the signal events of human history. And Mexico became the jewel in the crown of Spain. It was the basis of Spanish prosperity. And this head is the head of Moctezuma, which is how we pronounce it. And I wouldn't bet my Aztec on it. But don't you think it's lovely?
Love this. It's my favorite piece out of everything.
Well, it's very distinctive. I saw it in Vienna. I knew right away it was unique. And then people in Vienna said, you don't buy this kind of
It's
stuff.
got some weight to it.
Yes.
Can you see the green stone? Is that turquoise?
Well, I know that there's onyx in it.
Yeah, that's all
I
throughout
know
it
there's
there.
silver. And,
See the very stone on the bridge of the forehead?
yes, yes, I do. Lovely.
Good.
Does everybody see this piece? This is quite unique. It's a different. People think it's different from my collection, but it isn't. Again, Mexico, the fall of Mexico City to the Spanish, to Hernán Cortés being one of the signal events of Western culture. You go right there where the put it is, where you find. So did you think that it was not a diversion from my collection?
It seems a little different from it.
But yes, having heard my explanation.
Yes. Oh, the silver, silver matches everything. Okay, that piece.
It's absolutely lovely. And it was found buried in the sale in this Dorotheum in Vienna. Very different kind of piece for me. But again, I've written about the Aztecs, the fall of the Aztecs to Hernán Cortés, the introduction of Catholicism. Again, after I mentioned it. And now we have another one of my an ink stand, an encre in French. I collect them. It is where you put your nibs, your ink, your sand, your candle, your candle wax.
See it good?
Yes, can everyone see it? This one is a very simple one. This one, I believe, is as late as 1880, so not as late as 1880. It's English. I collected from all the countries in Europe. Very lovely. Every person who had any pretensions to education or social standing had one of these, and they're all quite unique. I've never seen two that were identical. And again, this is one of the things that happens once the fountain pen was introduced. The fountain pen was a major world event. And now we have some. How many are in the package? Must be several.
In this pile here, you have one, two, three. Three. So all three are the same.
Why don't you is that?
Three all like.
Let me see this. What is this?
Oh.
Let me remember. Well, friends, maybe this is a lovely set.
They're all the same.
It's because of the. This is what the important thing is, and I'll have to look it up. Oh, I know what this is all about. These are George II silver soup plates from 1750. And they were in god-awful shape. And otherwise, I never would have gotten them at the price I got them at. We had to put them down, bend them. The silversmith had to bend them and put them through the machine or something, which once you hand me those, if you remember.
One of them?
The one I didn't see.
They're all the same.
They're all quite different.
Oh.
These plates, that's a comment. Each plate had to be handmade. So they look the same.
Right, they look the same.
Identical. And you're going to show the folks this and show them this. This is the cipher of King George II. He is not a popular British monarch. These are the soup.
That symbol there?
Yes, that is a symbol of the King of England.
You see it?
About 1750. Well, that's about as well as it is. But you see, they're so highly polished. It's a mirror image of me. You can see me in this glow of the plate. Wonderful. And the silversmith named Andy, who resides on the Isle of Wight, off the coast of England. He is a marvel. He handles all my silver. Please, you can come up with some comments.
All right, those are beautiful pieces, Dr. Lant, and I was fortunate to be able to look close hand at the beautiful silver works and hear some of the history behind them. And I'll just pop out.
Well, this is an interesting story. We are having construction going on around my building in Cambridge, and the ground is not secure yet after hundreds of years, and that fell off of the plinth here, the column, and sheared my ear about another tenth of an inch, and it might have been right through my head. So I don't think I'm going to put it back here. I think we'll leave it on there for the moment.
Good?
Yes.
Yeah, remember when this fell?
Yes, right along the side of my ear.
Because of construction, right?
Well, it's
The vibrations from outside.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
They've been working. You know, we have the subway on one side, and we have the workers which are who replace all the electrical wiring and all the different underground services have been replaced, and then in the process there's been a lot of.
There's two of these.
Yes, we'll show them as a pair.
Can you see that one right now?
Yes, we see.
Let me grab the other and hold it next to it.
This is by a company called Barbedian, which is one of my very favorites. The Ferdinand Barbedian was a bronzer, and he was a genius. Among other things that he did, which some people might see, and we're going to show these as a pair. That's it. And if you wouldn't mind turning it, now Barbedian was a master of classical scenes, but not just Western classical scenes. He did Persia, he did the Assyrians, lovely, lovely stuff. This is a Greek pattern, I think, and it's a pair of urns. And they might be called vases. I don't remember anymore, but they're going to be coming in here for a while. Lovely, lovely thing.
Good.
Barbedian is the name. He did the official statue for Joan of Arc, which is in Paris. That's probably his best known work. I love his craftsmanship. I love his exuberance. I love his imagination. And this pair is a matching set of, we'll call it urns for the moment, so I have a chance to go over them with my new microscope, my new magnifying glass. Trees, come up, comment.
That's what in those gold pieces and the with the adornment on them, and that's what I loved about the stories that are told in the pictures that decorate those artifacts, and it's just amazing the craftsmanship that goes into those pieces that I don't think you would find that quality in this day and age. That's
very rare.
Yeah. You guys want to bring in the next piece?
Yes. We're now going to see.
Do this first.
What is that?
Can we take that piece off?
This is a very, very interesting piece. It's an encre, or what we would call an inkstand, in the form of a sculpture of grave robbers robbing a pyramid in the Valley of the Kings. This is an inkstand. So you're just taking off the top.
It doesn't come off. It just.
No, it doesn't come off. You know why? Because there's placed in there. I make the ink.
And we tilt it.
And the sand. But what's interesting is you see that the grave robbers are actually pictured at the base of the sculpture. Where are they? Those grave robbers. See them? There's
these little guys here.
You see, yes, they're on the face of the pyramid and they're getting in to rob the pharaoh. It's too good. There you go. When I saw this, I knew I had to have it. It's such an unusual inkstand. Again, this would have been somebody's where they would dip in their ink to write their letters. And clearly the owner of this had an exuberant imagination. It's lovely and quite unique. And by the way, I want to take credit. I identify them as the tomb robbers, the grave robbers. No one, so what are those men doing there? So they're robbing for the whole, their passage into the place. Here we have a portrait of the king. Well, it was the king at the time of the Napoleonic Wars. It was Queen Louise of the Georgians, Frederick II. Anyway, this is done in Wedgwood. It's a family portrait, and Captain Wedgwood done about 1810, just about the time of the ending of the Napoleonic Wars. Lovely piece. It's funny, the photographs of blue were on the internet. Queen Louisa was the queen, and her husband was the bride, and the at the moment. Joseph is now taking some more pictures. particular the things that are there. And we're making very good progress. We haven't got even half out yet. Now, this is
Okay, so
on this pair of candlesticks, there should be a plate that says they were from the collection of Baron Heinrich von Angeli.
Read.
Ah, yes. Okay. This pair of wonderful Berlin candlesticks is circa 1888. It's late for me. But Heinrich von Angeli was a major portrait painter of royal pictures, particularly in the German Emperor, Austria, Queen Victoria. And these were candlesticks from his estate, which I then had them marked in honor of the Baron. I put down their heritage on it. I had engraved on the plate, on the base, and I happen to own a Van Angeli sketch of Edward VII, which I used for the basis of an article. Lovely, absolutely lovely. Berlin, 1888, and I know that quite exactly. And again, I now marked them so that my predecessors, my successors, will not have to bother having to mark them. They're already done. Of course, they're in perfect condition. After asking, they have been Andy-fied. Andy has done a wonderful job as usual. So important to have people of character and talent and loyalty.
Everybody? I'll take it.
We have here another Barbadian statue. I said you can't go wrong with the Barbadian. Most people, even in France, know nothing about Barbadian. And this is a Greek mythology pattern. I believe it's a pattern of wine leaves and black. Was that granite?
Base?
That base all.
No, it's not granite.
Not granite, but it's
Wood?
Yeah, wood, light wood.
Really? The object in the middle is wood?
The object itself or the base?
The object.
It's very heavy, so I don't know what's inside it. I'm assuming granite. The bowl, probably, yes.
It's called black stone.
Yeah, it is.
So,
It is a black stone inside.
it is. No,
got some weight.
To name it.
Oh, it's got some weight. French gilt bronze mounted Taza and wooden base. It says.
It's two pieces.
Yep.
The taza is
Bowl.
something that it was used as a dining table of decoration. And here we have another inkstand, and maybe you could read this ticket to me because I forget. That is, you know what that is?
Lunchtime.
That's the dinner bell. That's for the call the guests and
This
call the
says
servants.
18th century Portuguese silver desk stand.
Oh, I knew why I got this. I wanted to have something in my collection from Portugal. This desk set up here. It's decorated in Portuguese design, 18th century. And the bell is both to summon your guests and to summon your servants as you do each course.
Good.
It's a lovely piece. Never seen anything by Portuguese like that. Come up,
It's supposed to be right there that way?
Patricia. Maybe
All right.
we have another. We have two more, three more
Right over there, Tom.
inkstands coming in.
Victorian
right now.
silver inkstand by Nathan, James and Nathaniel Creswick.
And that's that 18th century.
Yep.
This is an 18th century inkstand. Again, remember, every educated person wrote letters, unlike today, and this was your social rank. If you were any kind of rank at all, they had to be silver. They can occasionally be gold. They can be extremely elaborate. And I have inkstands now from most countries of Europe. I'm told that my inkstand collection is the largest in the world, but I can't hardly believe that. Now we have coming up.
More of these?
Let's show
on
you.
the counter.
This is those
Yeah,
coming
just
up
hold
now.
it right here, buddy, next to it.
These are four
Two more.
early 19th century
They're all the same, yeah.
candlesticks, which are the base of malachite. Malachite is the green stone that was so precious and limited that the czars of Russia
Sure.
got all of it. They took all the Malachite. If you go to the Winter Palace, for example, you see columns of malachite. Malachite was very rare, very rarely got to the Western countries. And here they are. We believe these were made in Vienna. It's a set of 4 candlesticks. Mr. Douglas is going to take them. If you could bring one in so that they can see a little more closely.
Oh, you said we're taking them home?
No, I didn't say that. Surprising how the hazy education system works, so it doesn't. We have here, these are sphinxes. Yes, there's sphinxes, and there are 4 of them. 4 malachite bases. You never see another set like this. I looked for this set for a lifetime. And they're now here, they're in lovely shape.
Just so you know, right here. Take a peek.
That is that a chip?
Oxidized.
Oh, I think it's just. Remember, this is a rock.
Yep. Next.
This is kind of interesting. This is the Duke of Wellington, first of all. This
Very
is
good.
A stand in the Duke of Wellington as a primary character. It was called a novelty stand in honor of the Duke of Wellington. I got it because I'd never seen anything like it before. It's in lovely shape. It would have been about 1850, I would say.
No. It gives a Victorian silver novelty. Duke of Wellington.
Yes, it's very early 16th, mid-19th century. What is this? Oh, these are 3 silver dishes, and I forget what silver dishes they were. This is the meat platter, I believe. And these are 2 serving dishes. They were done by a major aristocrat. I guess who that major aristocrat is slipping my mind now. That, over on that counter, you're going to see a purple scarf. Take that purple scarf off and let it go in there. Take another Barbadian piece. Now this is very interesting. I purchased this box so that it could be used in one of my articles, and it turned out to be used in my memoirs. This is the casket that Maximilian von Rabbit gave me at the end of the book. So when you get to the end of my memoirs, this is the casket. And inside the casket there is a letter, which is addressed to me, which only I know, Max and I know the consequences. And for those of you who forget Max is so famous now, and I have to stay right on my desk. And Max, this is a present from Maximilian von Rabbit, the gold casket. The caskets were used by Edgar Allan Poe as devices in his short stories. I wanted a casket as well, and that is what it is. We've got something very curious coming up. Part of the joy of being a collector is that you don't do it anybody else's way, you do it your own way. You don't listen to people for expertise, but not for advice.
18th century Dutch silver tobacco jar cover.
I don't smoke, nor have I ever, but this is a Dutch tobacco, they call it a jar or a tobacco something. It's Dutch, it's 17th century, it's lovely, and I think it's 17th century. Anyway, I'm going to read the
18th century Dutch silver tobacco jar.
Tobacco jar is what it's called. Again, this came from Paris. This room is now looking like the treasure trove of one of the Ptolemies.
A lot of stuff in here now. Next, French gilt bronze Corozzo nut inkwell.
Coconuts were used as items of welcome. This is a Corozzo nut, which along with coconuts they used to make. They made an inkstand out of it. It's porphyry is the stone.
You can see that.
Very rare.
There we go.
And it's just when you. Well, you've got one for the ink, you've got one for the sand, and then you've got the dip for the pen. I'm going to write an article on, which are also called escritoires, inkstands, inkwells, desk sets. They are all the same genre.
All right, this one's got some weight.
No, that was here already.
It was? All right, I'm just grabbing stuff that they brought in. I thought,
No,
That was there already?
That was from a previous incarnation. Nope.
Is that it? Okay.
That's it. Aside from
Oh, Patrice, you come up and talk because I'm going to go out to begin to finish up. You're not finished yet.
No, we got the furniture.
You like the furniture?
Yep. Do you want us to bring that in here?
Yes, after we decide what we're going to do with it.
Gotcha.
Let's come up with a plan.
Well, he said we want to decide what he wants to do with it.
Let's come up with a plan. Okay.
Oh. All right, so furnishing the evening, even this should be marvelous, and some very, very unique pieces there, Dr. Lant. This is wonderful and again, the ordination on it, the figurines and the stories that are told in each of these pieces, that just glorious to behold. The craftsmanship is amazing, and it's truly a wonderful experience to be able to see these artifacts.
Well, one of the pieces there was not a great deal of furniture today because there was a great deal of furniture here already. But I found what in French is called the rectangle. They are corner tables, and this is a set of Empire Eponille. They're very rare, and I have a marvelous pair now that's been restored. And they're going to be putting them in the red drawing room next to the drapes, and I will then put some of the treasures on the top of them, and that's what they were made for. They're designed to have sets of candelabra for their drawing. Choose a set or two sets. And here comes one of them. This is called an incarnate.
Take the camera off.
We have it in French to get the pronunciation actively. It's in mahogany, of course.
Right back there with
is.
it. Right down. Show you.
I'm gonna hold it up just a second.
Oh, we can do this.
That's fine. I want you to see the carving of the lyre in the center.
Right here?
Yes, the cord of the lyre.
You tell me when the camera's good.
Up. The other way.
That way?
You're not going to be able to see the lyre. You have to move it up because it's the support mechanism in the middle.
Oh, that thing.
That thing is called a lyre.
I pointed to this.
And this is, by the way, people, this is about the only time in your life you'll ever see a pair of these. These are very, very rare. All right, we're going to put them in the drawing room, yes?
Yes, sir.
All right. We're putting
Good?
Yes, good. Very beautiful.
Oh,
Please, there you go. Speak to me.
oh, those were stunning. And as I say, like the workmanship that goes into those pieces, you won't find the quality like that these days. That is really stunning. No, and that'll be lovely for setting your artifacts on. Yeah, with the strings coming down.
Okay, John, I'm on the internet now. I'll call you back.
Okay, last piece.
All right. Let's see, what have you got? Oh, this is called a somno, S-O-M-N-O. What it is, it's what we would call a bedside table. It's in mahogany and bronze. And it's in excellent shape with one of the Napoleonic emblems with the torch on the woods. And that's going in my bedroom next to the bed. There we go. I'm back on the camera.
Can you see you, or?
Yes, there I am. Patrice is coming up to say a word. this is it. We'll reposition it at the end of the day.
Yes. By your bed?
Yes. There is a clock and another bedside table, but they have to be moved.
And we're looking at the top of your head, Dr. Lant.
Yes, I know.
Stand up tall, or sit up tall.
They're going to keep moving. They're going to keep moving this for a while. So I'm not positioning it forever.
Yeah. So that was the last piece of furnishings that came in, and
there's the bed. There's the carpets now.
Oh, all right. And were these Turkish carpets, or where?
They are Turkish. There's a ban right now on all Persian and Iranian carpets are banned from the United States. Which is ivory you cannot import or export in the United States, just like turtles. And despite the fact that the carpets I was interested in were 200 years old, we have this stupid rule that we will not allow them to be shipped in the United States. It's a complete madness. Just as with the ivory, I'm totally supportive of protecting ivory, but the government has prohibited ivory either coming in or going out, even if it's 200 years old. That doesn't make any sense to me. But I suppose from a bureaucratic standpoint, it's easier for them to ban everything than to be selective. Now, does anyone have any questions? I'm going to go take a look at the carpets, which are Turkish, and they are silk. We'll let you have a quick look at them. So I went to buy Turkish carpets, and I was happier than the Persian ones anyway, so it worked out quite well. There's still one carpet in England. There's some work that's being done on it. I'm going to go down and let Patrice come up. I'm going to see what they're doing now in my bedroom reshape, putting the encoignure in and everything.
All right. Yeah, and I remember seeing the carpet that you had, the round carpet.
That's at hospital. That's in Carpet Hospital.
Oh, that.
That is so fragile. That one. It's not on the floor. It will never be put on the floor again.
Oh.
And I have no space for it on the wall, so that becomes a problem.
Yeah, and that was the carpet that was featured in A Connoisseur's Journey, and if I've got it correct, I believe it was from the Russian aristocrat, and it was saved from the burnings and had adorned Dr. Lant's bedroom until now. I guess it's in poor shape, but curious to see what these new carpets are like.
Century, and it's silk, and it's very lovely. I found it in Vienna. It's come with another one that's going in my bedroom, also Turkish, also found in Vienna. Okay, here comes the rubber brigade. This is the one that is going to be in the. You've got nothing but black now. Oops, someone just pulled the signal. Did you buy a chance to walk on the?
No. Nothing at all by me.
It has crashed. Oops, there it is, not crashed. Okay, there you have the rug that's going in the corridor between my entry chamber and the blue room, where I have a space, and it's lovely, and that can go down.
That can go down, okay. Is that okay? That's okay?
Yes, well, no, but I mean, for the moment. We're going to take a look at the second one is going in the bedroom.
Oh, you're not done yet. You? No?
Yeah, that's fun.
The to show it.
Oh, you want to show all of them or otherwise?
One more room to show.
One more. Which one? Which one do you
The one
like?
that's in the bedroom.
Oh, one in the bedroom.
The third one is still in Vienna. I'm sorry, it's in London now.
Oh, okay.
All right, then. This, again, 19th century Turkish silk.
I'll go back to the bed. Go back to the bed. Okay.
It's a prayer rug.
Okay?
Yes, you can go in, yes, you can go back to put a, don't forget to use the pads.
Okay. We all set. All set. Also good. All right.
Whatever you put the salon or the bed table, bedside table.
It's next to the bed.
So they're both cabinets are next.
They're next to each other.
You remember when you open the thing in the window? So
The grandest dinner parties. Made in 1827 by a major English silversmith. And it's a soup tureen committed to his main Paris. And here it is. It's in what's called the it's a drapery pattern. There it is. It came in a magnificent presentation box, bright red. And there's the coats of arms of the family that had it done. And again, it's what it's called late Regency. My.
what's that?
Oh, do you think I did well, Mother?
I think you did very well. I think you'll be very pleased. Once they're placed, then you can gather a lot of enjoyment from them, I believe. And Lisa was just saying, oh, we'll let you get set up there.
Oh.
Lisa was saying she's looking forward to volume 2 of A Connoisseur's Journey as this journey continues, your art connoisseur's journey, and some marvelous pieces that you took us on quite a journey today, Dr. Lant, through different centuries and different countries, bits of history through the different arts pieces and artifacts. So thank you very much. It's yes. And how are you? How do you feel about your shipments?
Well, first of all, I want to thank Patrice Porter, who is always being an organizing force. One of the problems of doing a program like this is it's in progress. Things are happening. People are walking around. People are asking you questions. Where should they go and all of that. This is not a destination, it's a process. And anyone who thinks that having a piece of silver, historic silver in their home is the same thing as seeing it in a museum has not lived with it. These were documents and artifacts that were owned and lived with by real people. And through their dining implements and pictures on the walls and pens that they used, and the silver that they ate off of, you come to learn about who they were and what was important to them. And we are a culture that destroys ourselves as we go. I discovered just the other day that Henry Wadsworth Longfellow's birthplace home in Maine was destroyed in the 1950s. Again, irreplaceable. And so one of my things is I'm a fanatic for preservation, identification, making sure we all know what these items are and as much about them as possible. And again, we will have, to go accompany this day, we will have a program with Simon Gillespie, my painting coordinator and conservator, and Roger McVitie, who did the objects. They will be coming out here to discuss what is going on here. And from my standpoint, it's one man's determination to preserve the irreplaceable past. And as a historian, I never would have written the kinds of vibrant prose if if I hadn't lived with these things. I see them in the night. I see them in blizzards. I see them on snowy days like today. I see them in the sunset and in the moonlight in the early morning. And I think about the people that lived with them and who created these beautiful things. So we'll have Patrice will say a last word. She'll wrap this up and post it on the internet, and we will then schedule our meeting with Roderick McVitie, Simon Gillespie. Of course, Patrice will be back as our moderator. And let's give Patrice a round of applause for being so helpful and efficient. Patrice, any last words from you?
I just want to thank you very much, Dr. Lant, for sharing this. It's wonderful to have the technology so that we can be a part of this, a part of history. And I'm looking forward to the meeting with...
We're all part of their story.
Yeah. Meeting with Rodney and Simon and hearing their story in the restoration of these pieces. So thank you all for showed up and joined in with us, and the recording will be up, and I will get a link for you all to once again join Dr. Lant in his Connoisseur's journey.